And of course, joining us now is the chairman, Ikwere Local Government Area, Rivers State, Samuel Wanosike. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, and good morning to all of you and our viewers.
Yeah, great to have you. Interesting turn of events in Rivers State. Let's first of all get your views on how things have turned out with Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the swearing-in that took place.
Well, it's now obvious and confirmed that the belief that we have a governor that is calm, a governor that is meek, a governor that is quiet, that is a smooth operator, is now obvious that the reverse is the case, that the governor does not have respect for the rule of law. He does not obey court orders. He does not have value for human lives. He has destroyed all the efforts past leaders have done to bring Rivers State into a peaceful and growing economy. He has destroyed all the achievements in fight against criminality and social vices, because from the actions the governor has taken, which a lot of us thought he was not going to take, it has shocked us that the governor has gone to recruit criminals from outside our state in the name of turning the political crisis between him and the members of House Assembly into an ethnic crisis. He has brought back criminals that have fled our states, who, like you know before, when they say rivers were rivers of blood. And today, we are now seeing non-state actors shooting at local government chairmen, chasing them away from their offices. And this same governor that has withheld allocation of local government for the past 3 months in 20 local government and 1 local government 4 months for no cause, even went as far as ordering his accountant general to write to banks to bypass the signatories of elected local government chairmen 3 months ago, that their funds should not be given to them and that salaries of civil servants only should be paid, and which we thought it was a joke. And the banks obeyed, because the banks are afraid of what will happen to their business in the state. Well, we have seen what he has done, even with the current order given by the Court of Appeal, which his lawyers were party to, that all hostilities should cease and that nobody should take steps to create the crises that have led to the loss of the life of a police officer and a vigilante chairman in Omuma local government, one of our sister local government, and crisis in brewing in all the states. As I talk to you, none of those caretaker committee chairmen you saw that took out of office were able to enter the various local government councils, because the people are saying, we did not elect you. We want an elected council administration as enshrined in section 7.1. And moreover, if you remember that Justice Omotosho in January 2024, 24th of January to be precise, gave clear orders of court. Parties were in court, participated, filed papers, and made arguments. The Governor Fubara had his lawyers in court. The federal court, because section 272 guarantees the Federal High Court members, tenure of deputy governor and tenure of the governor. And they said in the ruling, if your media people or your studio can show to the world the judgment of Justice Omotosho, all the prayers are clear. Don't interfere with activities of the Martins and Mewuli led House of Assembly. They are the proper assembly. Their seats have not been declared vacant. They are going to make laws for the people of Rivers State. Even at that, they went further to say there should be no caretaker, because section 7.1 of the Constitution is clear that it must be an elected government at the top tier level. So for us, we have seen a governor who has thrown caution to wind. He is interested in holding to political structures rather than to securing the lives and the properties of the people of Rivers State, which is sworn oath to do. We have seen a governor who has ignited ethnic crisis in a state. Well, I've never seen this kind of leadership, not minding that we have a state that have 7 ethnic blocks: the Ikwere, Eche, the Ibanis, the Okekas, the Jos, everybody. Now he has created crisis. People are not suspicious of one another. We don't know where this is going to lead us to. But as far as we are concerned, we agree with the All Progressive Congress that I think, Mr. President, if he wants to save the life of the people of Rivers State, this is the time to act. Because the police in Rivers State is overwhelmed.
Can I ask?
It's overwhelmed. And that's why we're saying that they actually have to rise now to save life.
Can I ask you what you mean? I mean, the APC has called for the president to intervene in the crisis in River State. Can I ask in what capacity you want the president to intervene, and what actions will be necessary for the president to take to ensure that there's peace and calm return to River State?
The president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. When you see a situation where security agents who want to protect lives and property can't even protect themselves, what else do we do? Is to call on the man who is in charge, who this boy fox on his table, Mr. President, who swore an oath to protect the lives and the property of the entire Nigerians, to step in and create a perfect solution. We are aware that the governor does not have respect for any proper agreement or discussion he holds with anybody. In the morning, he's agreeing with you, subject A. In the afternoon, he's doing B. All in the name that he must achieve whatever he wants to achieve. But Mr. President has to act now, because if what is happening today in River State continue to happen, you will start, because you cannot kill somebody's person, or you hear that this group of people are the people sent by the governor to come and shoot at people and your person dies, and you go happy. People must want to take their pound of flesh, and from there the crisis will be escalating. So the call by the APC state chairman is very, very necessary, and it's a welcome call, and we think it will help to save the lives and the property of the people of River State. Why the judiciary will step in? The judiciary is very key. Well, the question we're asking, sorry, before you ask a further question, why is the judiciary, both the NDA and the Nigerian Bar, the National Judicial Council, quiet in River State? In Kano, that the crisis didn't even get to this level. They were quick to call the CJ of the state to order and all his judges.
All right.
Today, in River State, the governor has decided not to obey court orders, rather he's going shopping for orders, interim injunctions to perpetuate evil.
All right.
How can you have a 3-man assembly?
Kindly hold on.
Membership? How?
All right. I think your views have been clear there. We also have, Opunabo Inkotaria joining us this morning. Mr. Inkotaria, can you hear us clearly?
Yes, good morning. I can hear you.
All right, welcome. Please go ahead. I'm not sure if you've been following, but go ahead. Mr. Samuel Wanosike has made his points clear with regards to what's going on in River State. He agrees with the APC's call for a state of emergency. And of course, he says that the governor has been, somehow, some way, one of the reasons behind the violence, in the state so far. Do you agree? And do you also agree with the call for a state of emergency?
I didn't get the first part, but I got that on the state of emergency.
Yeah.
Should I start with that?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think it is free-flummery, completely, I call it intellectual anemia or mental constipation for anybody to talk of a state of emergency in River State. Yes, we had crisis, I think, 2 days ago, no doubt about that. And the crisis orchestrated by those who are now calling for the state of emergency in River State, simply because they want the governor out. Since they couldn't get him out through the courts, they want him out through the back door. And that's why they are calling for a state of emergency in the state. Why will you call for a state of emergency? While I will not commend or appreciate the death of any single soul, whether a policeman, vigilante, or anybody whatsoever, considering the priceless nature of life, I mean, this is something that has happened in so many other states. And this is not the first time we're having this in River State. Even in the last administration, under the FCT minister, people died. Even during the elections, a lot of people died. The station carried it. Why didn't they call for a state of emergency at that point in time? Why will you call for a state of emergency right now? So I think that is misplaced, and I think it is born out of bad faith for the call for the state of emergency in River State. It has not gotten to that whatsoever. There is no law and order has not broken down. It is only when law and order has broken down and the governor of a state can no longer control the state that you now call for a state of emergency. Yeah. We have not gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, so you don't think that you don't think the violence that has been reported, because according to Mr. Wanosike, he says rather that the current local government chairmen that have been sworn in can't even go to their offices, or rather the caretaker chairmen that have been sworn in can't even go to their offices, because of the violence that is currently going on in the state. Are you saying that is false?
No, it is reported that some of them can't access their offices. No doubt about that. That is not in doubt, and that they cannot access their office because there are relentless efforts to stymie all efforts by the governor to ensure smooth governance in Rivers State. And why is it that they can't have access? It's not as if they are being blocked by thugs. It's not as if they are being blocked by, they are blocked by the police, prevented by the police from having access. And who is the police working for? That's the question you should ask yourself. The police is the federal police. We don't have state police yet. So who is the police working for that they can't have access? So the police is taking orders. Otherwise, why would the chief security of the state, chief security officer of the state, order swearing caretaker chairmen and order them to go to the office, and you have the police preventing them? Is the police countering the order of the governor? The governor is the chief security officer of the state. So why will you prevent them from entering their offices? That is a question that everybody should ask. So that will tell you that the police is even acting on instructions from biased parties.
Mr. Wanosike, you've heard what Appoints Caretaker has said, and especially regarding how the police has interpreted all of this. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I want to say clearly, it's like our elder brother, Mr. Appoints Caretaker does not live in Rivers State at this moment. Probably he's on a holiday outside Rivers State, because his own local government, where he comes from, non-state actors have chased away everybody in the council, and the videos are trending. They are trending in all your social media platforms. Your reporters have records of it. As we speak, non-state actors have chased away everybody in the local government where he comes from. Both the Caretaker Committee chairman and the elected local government chairman, initially 2 days ago, was beaten up and sent out of the office by these non-state actors, not known by any law. They are not police, they are not civil defense, they are just bearing arms in his own local government where he comes from. So I'll start with that. And again, if he's saying that the police is working for whoever he accused the police is working for, how come the APC to the governor and the governor's chief of staff, Mr. Edison here, who is from East local government, is going around with aides of the governor, security aides, policemen, with GPMGs and other light weapons, shooting at people in the various local government, breaking local government councils, even at the will of the night. The videos are out there, making statements and saying we have taken over. People are running for their lives. People, in fact, the reported death that is being reported is just the official one. The ones that are not reported will soon be reported. So if the likes of Appoints Caretaker will come to the public to deceive Rivers people, evidences are online. The reporters have evidences are online. He can't contradict those evidence. Even the IG, through the first PRO, has released a statement on that. And investigations are now on. So the era of coming to tell people right when they're heading left has gone. We understand the Appoints pain. Like you addressed him, he's the former head of Governor Siminalayi. So that Governor Siminalayi released him of his appointment is an injury that is refusing to heal. We understand. But that will not allow Rivers State burn down. Appoints Caretaker personal interest has nothing to do with the people of the Korean local government.
Mr. Wanosike. All right, it would seem that the audio has disconnected, and we're hoping that you can come back to speak more about it. Appoints, he's talked about the videos that have made way to social media. He's talked about the violence that has erupted and the evidence, it would seem.
And expect people to obey your own orders.
All right, please go ahead.
Please, I'm straining my ears.
Mr. Wanosike, you were speaking. We lost, we disconnected.
Yes.
We got disconnected.
So like I was saying, if my uncle, Mr. Appoints Caretaker, will allow the injury in his heart to heal over the way he was releasing his appointment when he was working with Siminalayi as his media aide, then he will be able to come out clear as a leader who wants peace in Rivers State. Because if this crisis continues, him too has price to pay for the crisis. Because the crisis will not go only on one direction. Today, it might be sounding good to his ears with his newfound friend, the Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who he made no contribution to bring to power. Who he made, in fact, he even criticized him when he was first given the opportunity to run our party ticket. Now he's his friend, no problem in his politics. But what we're saying is that now you're the governor. Govern us with the rule of law. Govern us with the rule of law. Govern us in obedience to the constitution you swore to. All our governor we are seeing today is doing is creating crisis, burning down places. Look at what happened in our state house of assembly.
All right.
The same chief of staff to the governor and his cohort burnt down the assembly, which has never happened before. What did the governor do? Just to kill the evidence, he put in bulldozers, put down the assembly, forgetting that evidences are already taken before he put down the assembly.
All right, Mr. Wanosike.
And we know that the Court of Common Division will follow up the matters.
Yeah, Mr. Wanosike, kindly hold on.
Nigerians will know the truth.
Yeah, kindly hold on. We're going to come back to you, so you can also speak on the swearing in of these, caretaker chairmen. And of course, I remember that you also mentioned that you would not leave Ikwere local government area, after your term expires. So we're going to have you speak on that in a bit. Ponabo Inkotaria, right of response, I believe you have. Would you like to quickly respond, if your views are coming because your heart isn't healed from, the previous administration and, your relationship with former Governor Nyesom Wike?
First and foremost, it's a big lie. Someone knows too well that I resigned because I resigned for personal reasons. It really had nothing to do with official, and it really had not. In fact, it was because of the lifestyle of the FCT minister. It was for personal reasons that I resigned. He knows too well. He's quite aware. He was the local government chairman then. Then, having said that, I also voted and campaigned for Fubara. Fubara has been my long-time friend. So the world will even tell you that, yes, I campaigned and I voted for Fubara. In fact, you have media reports on that. There are enough media reports to bolster my assertion. So I don't even want to go into that. And we should not try to personalize issues. Sawasige himself was the one who threatened that he was not going to leave office at the expiration of his tenure. He was one of those who said he
All right.
he will aim to come and take him out of office of peace in River State. My dear, I can tell you that it is being orchestrated. Your tenure elapsed by the fluctuation of time 12 midnight. We have decided cases, apart from Justice Q, who nullified the law, this purported House of Assembly law, passed by the 27 or 25 lawmakers, or supposed lawmakers, let me put it that way. Aside from that, you have this substitute Supreme Court judgment, and unless the Supreme Court reverses itself, in the case of Attorney General of Abia State, 25 others versus Attorney General of the Federation. Aside from that, you also have that of the Constitution, which he rightly quoted. You cannot elongate the tenure of sitting local government chairmen. You cannot. And if today you are questioning the issue of the caretaker committee, I am one man that will never believe in caretaker committees. I don't believe in that. But given the circumstances, you are talking on necessitarianism here. Especially when persons will tell you they will never leave office, they'll never do. But let us even say that you are not happy with the appointment of caretaker committees. What are you supposed to do? To go to court. That does not in any way justify your allegation whatsoever. Because that House of Assembly you're talking about has been invalidated by the High Court. And the Supreme Court has already said that you cannot, nobody can elongate your term. You can come up with a new law that will prescribe new tenures for local government chairmen, but not that before they are sworn in, but not when they are sworn in, not after when they've been sworn in. You can't do that.
All right.
And any law that is consistent with the provisions of the Constitution, to the extent of that inconsistency, is null and void. He knows too. We all know this. Okay. So if today the governor is saying he has appointed his caretaker committee chairman, and don't forget, you already have a timetable. Today, the chairman of the SEC chairman is inviting the media, inviting stakeholders to.
Okay, Mr. Inkotaria.
Meeting. That's today.
All right, Mr. Inkotaria, would like to. I'm sure that there are other conversations that we hopefully can be able to chip in before we wrap up. But I'd like you to react to the stories or the talks about violence bringing out in different parts of River State. I'm sure you saw the video of the youths pulling down the statue of former Governor Nyesom Wike. And do you not think that this is something to be worried about? You talked about how.
Oh God, what did you say?
I said I'm sure you've seen the videos that have made way to social media, the videos of the protests, the young people protesting, the videos of former Governor Nyesom Wike's statue being pulled down. I want your reaction to the thoughts on the seeming pockets of violence that have erupted in different parts of the state, and if this is not something that brings, that is a cause for concern to you.
It's a referendum of the people's disapproval of dictatorship, let me put it that way, or the pestilence of godfatherism. You see, people are only reacting. I am not going to prove that. I am not going to, how will I put it? Let me say, recommend violence of any sort. Definitely, I'm not going to do that. But the fact is, when certain persons are pushed to the wall, they bounce back with the double effort. And when that happens, it is very difficult to control. Just like what you have in United States between Donald Trump and Biden. That is what I just played out. I am not going to say what they did, violence is right. No matter the second, I mean, you have the law courts where you can resolve issues. But a situation where what led to this violence? What incited it? Local government chairmen said they are not going to leave office. And the people are saying, no, your tenure has expired. The violence did not predate the expiration of their tenure. It was on that day their tenure expired and they said they are not going to leave office that the people reacted to say, no, you must leave office. That was what led to it. And in situations like that, anything could happen. Anything could happen.
All right. What
Ingitara to do in time is to come and maintain peace and order.
Yeah,
Ingitara. That's what they should do. Peace and order.
So we can.
Not to the police does not have the right to prevent anybody from accessing the council. And in terms of my local government council, the fact is the citizens chairman is in the council. That I can authoritatively tell you that this local government, the Asaga citizen chairman is right there in his office. He has not been prevented from entering his office. That's not true. That's mendacious. He has not been prevented.
All right. Let's quickly give Mr. Wanosike an opportunity to also speak and respond. You said that you would not be leaving office after your tenure expires on the 17th. So where do you currently stand? Do you still see yourself as the chairman of Ikwe local government area? Or would you recognize the new, appointed caretaker chairman? Where would you place yourself currently, Mr. Wanosike?
If going back, what our brother has now agreed that his governor, our governor, have decided to break the laws of Nigeria. I started this statement by reminding your studio, and I pleaded that Justice Omotosho's judgment of 24th of January 2024 should be shown to the public so that people will know the truth. A judgment of court that the governor has not appealed. The governor decided not to appeal it because he believed that if he goes to appeal, it will fail. The court says Martin Samuel has the right to sit anywhere, even if on the road, with his members and his maids. That is the recognized assembly. Because by force of yours, you pull down the assembly complex where they sit. That judgment of court is still the albatross on their neck. Is aware that there is no hiding from the truth. Well, the will of justice grinds slowly, but we shall surely get there. Now, you avoid appealing a matter that says don't form caretaker. Recognize every law made by Martin Samuel. You obeyed. You set names of commissioners for swearing into that assembly. You sent correspondence. They made laws. You wrote them back. You said you will not sign. They vetoed you because you wanted a situation to create crisis. You said, okay, the former man who you said was speaker. These are 4 people that were suspended on the day the crisis broke up in October 2023. 4 persons were suspended as assembly members. Edison the year of Ahoda East, Good Hope Sokare of Ahoda West, Okojombo of Boni local government, and the man from people of Koro, which is the governor's assembly member. They were all suspended. And Edison the speaker of the leader of the house then was impeached on the floor of the house before even the crisis broke up. Before you talk about defection. Defection came on subsequent sitting. The issue of defection that has not been cleared by court, which I don't want to talk because it's subjudice. Now, at the end of the day, this matter is before the court. A man that has been suspended as an assembly member will not wake up the next day and say, no, I'm the speaker. I'm not the speaker. And court said no. You can't also send budget to that former assembly that go and represent the budget to the assembly-led assembly. Let Okolopunabon Kotara tell Nigerians that the governor has appealed that judgment and appeal has set aside that tomato sauce judgment. Having said so, how come the governor will come to River State Court and he goes to shop for interim injunction to get an interim injunction that does not even recognize Okojombo and say the injunction says the seats of Assembly has been declared vacant so that a new assembly should be instituted inside government house. That he has given an executive order, the assembly should come up. Okay, now loud in the democracy, assembly does not exist because the governor says it. Assembly exists because the
We seem to be having issues with the connection there with Samuel Wanosike. Of course, as we x-ray the political crisis in River State this morning, we hope that we can reconnect with him. We also have Appoints Caretaker who's joined us to share his views on the situation. Mr. Wanosike, can you hear us now?
Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back.
All right, so quickly before you go on, I want you didn't get to answer my question. I'm asking.
I want to answer the question now. I want to answer your question now. My question is, because Justice Omotosho said that every law made by the Assembly-led administration is valid, and because Justice Bassam of the River State High Court has also confirmed that every law made by the River State Assembly, because the people that came to court from the governor's angle could not prove that these people defected either to APC or they have left PDP, because both the PDP and APC have filed documents to say PDP, they are still our members, they have not left our party, they're still in our register. APC said they have not joined us yet. We will not continue this question, they are coming. So that he is saying that their seats are not vacant, they are still assembly members, and all laws made by them is valid. Based on that, I am still the chairman of the Kole Local Government Council. I have stayed, based on the 6-month extension given to me, I have 5 months and 28 days to remain in office. Until a court of competent jurisdiction, like the Court of Appeal sitting today, comes to say who is the authentic assembly and who is the authentic assembly. And which I think a few days from now, it will be sorted out. But let me also put it on point. A governor who swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria, whether the law is right or wrong, should appeal it. Justice Omotosho's judgment and all the ruling is why I am still in office. If that is vacated, I will leave office. Would you
be going to Ikwere local government office, to of course take over your office from the current caretaker chairman?
I have been in the office. I was in the office yesterday. The police refused me entrance, saying that they don't have approval for anybody to enter the council. I said, okay, no problem. I can't fight the law. Police is those that will implement the laws of Nigeria as being given. So me and my colleagues are law abiding. We will wait until the Court of Competent Jurisdiction gives the proper position. And that's where we are.
All right. And would have Mr. Appoints Caretaker also react to this, talking about his refusal to leave, stating that he is indeed the legitimate local government chairman, pending when the Court of Competent Jurisdiction. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, you said the governor voted to uphold the provisions of the Constitution. And what did the Constitution say about the tenure of local government chairman? 3 years. Let us even assume, without conceding, that the House of Assembly has a right, or the 27 members or 25 members are still valid, or the contentious, their membership is not even in contention, and they are still valid members of the House. Provided that law made by the Assembly is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution, to that extent of inconsistency, it is null and void. That is number one. Number two, I don't even want to talk about the judgment of Bassam that I consider flustering and also wobbling in confusion and contradiction. I don't even want to talk about that. In one breath, you said join this party. In another breath, you're talking of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the fulcrum on which the adjudicating competence of a court rests. And if you say you don't have jurisdiction, then you don't have any say in that particular matter. So at best, what you said was a bitter dictum. even though it is not even allowed because he had all declined jurisdiction in that particular matter. Having said that, we go back to the issue of, I've been forgotten the other matter he raised. I've talked of the PASA. The Omotosho's issue, he said the Omotosho judgment is still subsisting. Okay, the Omotosho judgment is still subsisting, but he failed to make reference to the Justice Q judgment. These are courts of co-equal jurisdiction. He did not mention the Justice Q judgment, but he's relying on the Omotosho judgment. So, in my view, we will have a clearer picture after the Court of Appeal judgment today. I mean, the whole matter, all these matters we are discussing have been subjected to the clinical prognosis of the legal law. Let the court decide. Eventually, it will definitely get to Supreme Court. And let us also wait and see if the Supreme Court will reverse itself, because it has made decisions in the past on similar matters. So let us also wait if the Supreme Court will reverse itself. Let us also wait for the appeal, because these other courts that we are talking about today are courts of co-equal jurisdiction. The only superior court will be the Court of Appeal. And it is only the judgment of the Court of Appeal that will be binding on this other penal court. These are penal courts. Only the judgment will be binding on the penal court. And the Supreme Court will be binding on. So let's wait and see if the judgment is today.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm sure it's not just in River State, but across the whole country, everyone is anxious to see what that judgment would be. Opunabo Inkotaria and Samuel Wanosike, thank you both for joining us this morning. And we'll see if we can set up further conversations in the future. Thanks for your time.